Good afternoon and welcome to Life on the Light Side. Just making my picture bigger so I can see. There we go. How are you doing today? Are you storming? To my friends out in the Midwest and the West, take care of yourselves. I mean, we may know what 16 or 19 degrees feels like, but you guys, you don't know. We also want to keep in mind all the produce that comes from that area, that it will be protected, and that even though there'll be a storm, it'll come and it'll go and things will be okay. It is epic weather changes we're experiencing, but let's try to stay on the light side. To stay on the light side does not mean to deny that there's a dark side or deny what a dark side might feel like. It's just to acknowledge that the light is greater than the dark. Now, you may be aware of my special, the affirmative scripture that I have been repeating so many times in this past, I don't know, God knows how long. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. And to me, that's what the light side is about. Light does not have to force darkness, it just stays the light. And there is nothing except the shadow that can resist the light. And even that is just a shadow. So think on those things. And I hope everybody is prepared for whatever is coming our way. I decided that I am going to stay home tonight. Um, my sister has a generator, so I could go over there, but I think I just want to be home. Worst comes to worst, the power goes out. I put on everything I own, keep Tishy in her kitty cave, and find a way to work my way over there tomorrow, maybe if we don't get our power back right away. So I would appreciate some prayers that I will make it through the storm, that we won't have any power outages for me and for everybody. I don't want anybody to lose it. I'm not just praying for me, I'm praying for all of us. So, what have you been up to? Did you have a nice Valentine's Day? I had a really pleasant weekend. Um, I did have a video chat with Tristan, and we made pink sandwiches, which means cream cheese with we stirred jam into it so it got to be sweet and pink, and put it on bread and used a cookie cutter to cut out heart-shaped sandwiches. Well, actually his was a an airplane. So that was a very good thing. And then I know a lot of you are um, aware that oh God, I lost my train of thought. I was looking at Cheryl's comment. She said, "Prayers coming. Does your power go out often during the storms?" It all depends. We are no strangers to power outages. They might not go out every time, but we are, we're familiar with them. So we're just going to know the best. They were out cutting trees around the area, so they were trying to stay prepared, keeping the branches away from the wires and everything. So where was I going now? Okay. Oh, so I have been telling you how I've been enjoying videos through Watch Party with my daughter, who's thousands of miles away. And what's been happening is she's been working late, and she is west and I am east, and that means that it's hours later here. So I've been getting to sleep like 3 o'clock, 3:30, sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'll try to catch an afternoon nap. Well, yesterday I decided to be good to me for Valentine's Day. I did get to talk to my grandson Matthew, who lives on Long Island, and we have not been able to see them, with the virus and everything. We're just staying away. And so I have not talked to him. Kids, as much as they might like their grandparents, they don't want to. They don't want to call him up and talk to him. As a general rule, that's just not cool. So, so he called me. It was his birthday on the 11th, and I sent him some swim goggles. Now that sounds strange for this time of year, but he is a swimmer. He's on the swim team, and I've got to tell you something. The best thing about this is I have not seen him now going on 2 years, and I think he's 15, 14, 15, and oh my God, his voice is changing, and he is 5'9" something. So he definitely towers over me. But he towered over me the last time I saw him, but now he really towers over me. But it was just one of the nicest conversations. It was on the edge of a grown-up conversation with him. So that was a highlight of Valentine's Day. So all in all, and I was very depleted. You don't realize, yeah, I took a nap in the afternoon, but staying up late watching those movies at night, it adds up. So I dozed. I'd get up and I'd do a little something and I'd go back to sleep. And I get up and I do a little something and I go back to sleep. So what did I get for Valentine's Day? Some well needed, well deserved rest, refreshment, renewal. It was a good thing. So let's get to our day and what's going on. Um, by the way, it is confirmed almost every time Mimi and I watch a video that both of us prefer the older videos with less um, promiscuity and drugs, violence, blowing things up. I did make a huge mistake, and I know I shouldn't have, but I'm a Johnny Depp fan. And Sleepy Hollow came out many years ago. And I knew I had been with family watching it. And I figured, well, she's that much younger now. She's 27 years younger than me. And maybe she would like it because she sometimes watches those gory kind of things. So I said, okay, I'll watch it. And I'm watching the movie and I'm going like, I don't remember that. And I don't remember that. And then I realized that the head flopping continued. I didn't watch it. I sat in the room with those who were watching it, but I focused more on, I don't know, probably knitting or sewing or reading or anything but watching that bloodthirsty movie. So she thought it was good. I thought it was never again, you know? So that's on the side. So on today's National Day calendar, it is President's Day, which really was like, I'm going, wait a minute. It's the 15th of February. And I thought about the changes since I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, we had Lincoln's birthday on February 12th and Washington's birthday on February 22nd. Now, I read something, I didn't read it. I read a headline today that said that George Washington wasn't actually born on the 22nd, but I didn't read the article, so I don't know what was behind that. Now, I do know that my father, there's a question about the day he was born. Some said it was the 22nd of February, some say the 23rd. And the reason that I think my sister told me that my grandmother once confessed to her that his actual birthday was the 23rd, but they were so proud to be in America. They wanted him to have George Washington's birthday so they fudged it. Can you imagine that? Oh boy. But sure was a different America back then, but we're not going to go there because we're on the light side. Now another thing so I want to go back too. It was the 12th and the 22nd. Well, then it became the 19th. And then it became, because of the Monday holiday bill, it became the Monday closest to the 19th, I guess. So today's the 15th and we're celebrating it because it is the Monday closest to the holiday. People are funny. Art Linkletter knew that. All right. It is also Gumdrop Day. And I have to say, not a big fan of gumdrops. Once in a while, I don't mind one, but I'm not a big gumdrop chomper. Okay. Cheryl said she went to the post office today and it was closed and she was confused. Yep. Snuck right up on you. I am so glad that I knew early because it's doing cruddy stuff outside and I did not want to go out in sleet or anything only to get to the mailbox and be disappointed. And it is also Wisconsin Day. Well, the closest I'm going to get to celebrating Wisconsin today will probably be having some cheese. Cheddar cheese, that's from England, but it's also from Wisconsin. And she says, I like the spearmint gumdrops. Well, I can't deny that. You got a point there. Those I will go for. Okay. So, and the one that I wanted to look at in a little bit more depth today was Single Awareness Day. Just like everything, culture, politics, everything has changed dramatically since I was a kid, for better or worse. Back when I was young, to be single was a curse. You see, excuse me, when you set up a culture where you are expected to grow up, get married, have children, and live somewhat happily ever after, if you don't have someone in your life, you are branded as an old maid. Today, that's for most people not a big deal to be alone. It's like, so I have my freedom. But back then, if you recall, I did post something yesterday about all the things that women couldn't do back before the 70s. They couldn't have a credit card, they couldn't buy a house. Uh, they couldn't do, I have a list of 40 things that women couldn't do on their own. And it was just horrible. But we didn't think about it because it's the way it is. The way it is doesn't always have to be the way it has to be. Now, that doesn't mean that all changes are good. I think some of the changes are unfortunate and they did not lead to happy things. And my whole thing about equality is not that women are better than men or men are better than women. It's that we are equal. And you know that thing about, God did not make uh, Eve from a foot bone so he would walk on her, and God did not make I don't know, I don't remember all the things, but it said God made Eve from a rib bone so she could be close to his heart and always beside him. And that's the way I think our culture hopefully is going to be coming closer to being. Now, you see, we might have it on the physiological side, and it's still there, not there. We are not there yet. We still don't have equal work for equal pay or equal pay for equal work. We still don't have a lot of things working in our favor, coming from a patriarchal culture. If I think of it, I'll go back and get that link and put it under here. But in any event, you can just Google what women couldn't do before the 70s. And you will find a long, long list. Don't forget, it was when my mother was born that women got the vote, right? Um, as Cheryl says, it surprises me each time I read the list of things women could not do and the dates they could. And it is quite shocking. But here's another thing, because that's the way it was, and people were raised in that culture, they that they have a hard time changing. A lot of people don't want to change. They fear change. So if you're going from a patriarchal culture, and it seems that matriarchy is coming in and wanting to take you over, that can be frightening because everything that was in balance for you is out of balance now. I don't know if there is a word. What would a word be for the, and if you know it, Cheryl, just spit it out. She knows everything. What would the word be? Like, we have partisan, bipartisan, nonpartisan with politics. What do we have for patriarchal, matriarchal? What is the balance there? Maybe it's a word I already know. I just can't find it in my head. So understand that there used to be a huge stigma to not being married, and life was much more difficult for a woman who wasn't married because she had less freedom. And now we have the freedom, and we're starting to become, we're starting to use it. The thought of a woman going out to dinner by herself was unspeakable. And people would feel sorry for her. And I know a lot of women that are in my age group, even younger ones, who don't want to go out to dinner by themselves. That is unfortunate. I went to Egypt by myself. Um, but that was in the 80s. A lot happened in that time frame. And excuse me. So things are changing, but I do also think that that is a part of the reason why I had my two unhealthy marriages. I didn't know how to do it right. I just figured I needed to have a husband. I wanted to have children, and you know, um, so just think on these things. For those of you who were born after the 70s, your life has been totally different than my early life. But we lived, and for the most part, we were as happy as we chose to be. Please keep that in mind for yourselves. Also, remember, you know how a rainbow, um, there are not distinct lines unless it's like a contemporary painting or something. The lines are not clear between red and yellow and green and orange. They fade one into the other, one into the other, one into the other, and that's the perfection of what they are. So we also have to learn that there's no necessarily sharp edges where there's absolute spiritual principle beneath things in our consciousness, the way we as humans see them. They're not necessarily the same. So I am, no, I don't think it's oligarchical, because I think that has to do with money. So Cheryl said oligarchical, but I think that is money. Egalitarian, but I don't think egalitarian. I think egalitarian. Oh, look at that, equalitarianism. I like that. Did you look it up, Cheryl, or does it? Did you make it up? If you made it up, I like it. Let's put it in the dictionary. But if it's already in the dictionary, just another one of the wonders of life. All right. So I am she Googled it. that is, I have come into the times where I will go to lunch by myself. Oh my goodness, my phone apparently was on. I will go to lunch by myself. I will travel by myself. I have traveled my Route 66 trip by myself. There is a group of women campers. There's at least more than one, but the one I'm thinking of is called Sisters on the Fly. And these women own their campers. Some are married, some are not, some are whatever. And they have their campers and off they go. And as I said the other day, I don't think I'm ever going to go there unless they've got camping cottages. Then I'm good. Then I'm good. But as far as towing something and or even driving something and have to deal with the dump station and now that and because we might consider ourselves a progressive woman or man, it doesn't mean we are locked in a rule. There can be plenty of men who express their feminine side and women who express their masculine side. Again, there's no harsh line between the two. It's a combination. But I think it's harder on men because on women because women were expected to have a man to take care of them, where men can take care of them. Well, they're supposed to take care of themselves. But there's this old uh, saying about, of course, someone's at my door. It's my sister. She doesn't get the 4 o'clock thing. She just, she got me my W-2 so I can do my taxes. Okay. So back to where we were saying, there's this old saying about when a man is born, they cut the umbilical cord and he spends the rest of his life trying to find another place to plug it in. I know. Seriously, I know a man, excuse me, loved his wife very much. She got very sick. She passed away. And like within 2 months, he was married again. And I think it was probably more that thing to have someone to take care of him than anything else. It's quite fascinating. So, anyway, let's go back to being a single woman, which is my experience. And now being single does not bother me at all. I'm happy. I have my cat. Now, the only difference my cat makes, oh my gosh, she is a great companion. I know. I'm sure she annoys the heck out of a lot of you when she's out there howling when she's either howling at cat TV or just because she is a very loud and very vocal cat, especially for such a tiny cat. But anyway, so I had a little thing that I wanted to share. It's a prayer for those who live alone. And it says, I bought this, I think, at the Catholic gift store. It says, a prayer for those who live alone. I live alone, dear Lord. Stay by my side. In all my daily needs, be thou my guide. Grant me good health, for that indeed I pray, to carry on my work from day to day. Keep pure my mind, my thoughts, my every deed. Let me be kind, unselfish in my neighbor's need. Spare me from fire, from flood, malicious tongues, from thieves, from fear, and evil ones. In sickness or if sickness or an accident befall, then humbly, Lord, I pray, hear thou my call. And when I'm feeling low or in despair, lift up my heart and help me in prayer. I live alone, dear Lord, yet have no fear, because I feel your presence very near. So if you are alone, then I hope you will hold that kind of thought in your mind and in your heart. Um, I'm at the point in my life where, oh, I was saying I enjoy Tish. She's my companion. If anything ever happens to her before me, I do not want a replacement cat. So don't think you'd ever be doing me any favors by dropping one off on my doorstep. No, 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 no. No, I love my cat, and when if she goes to the Rainbow Bridge to wait for me to cross over, I will just travel more. I will be freer because I don't like to try to drag her around. And Anna says, "Is that ideal to be single?" No, what is ideal is getting up every day and doing and being the best you can, whatever that is. I am single. I am happy being single. There was a time when I thought I could not live if I was not married. Should God throw some perfect guy right under my nose and I like it? Sure, I'll take advantage of it, but I don't seek it. And I think that that's also, in a way, that's hormonal because when we stop being of childbearing age, the hormones that also draw us to relationship, they kind of die down. So you're not craving in that way. And so I think you just, if you're single, don't let anybody tell you you're not whole if you're not married. Okay? You're just as whole married. You do not marry because you think that person completes you. You're already complete. The other person enhances our lives. So um just think about that. And when I came from a place of thinking I absolutely had to be married, you know. Okay, and I wanted to share with you, hang on, I don't want to disturb the cat. Heaven forbid I disturb the cat. So when we're talking about things we want or need or feel we have to have, um, I have my Simple Days book here, and I made a note. Uh, this is Marlene Shuey speaking, and she said, in the workshop last night, I asked everyone to make a detailed list of simple pleasures in their life. And what would you write down if you were writing down a list of simple pleasures? I know I have mine, but how often do we sit down and make a list of simple pleasures? This is male or female. I didn't mean to go back to that aspect of relationships. So I would like to share a few of hers with you to maybe kind of get you going if you're saying, well, I'm grateful for everything. Excuse me, you want to define them. You just like doing a daily gratitude list where you write down the things you're grateful for. It is a wonderful idea to make note of the things that are simple pleasures in your life. Acknowledging them helps us realize how blessed we really are. So I have, or what she has, what she has is walking on the boardwalk with Steve, walking anywhere near water. Gotta say, I love that too, but it's not a pleasure I have anymore. not every day like I did when I lived by the beach. Drinking cafe latte with a good friend. That's so good. Writing when I'm alone in the house on the couch with my beautiful tapestry cushions tucked all around me. Writing in a cafe alone, comforted by the background noise and activity. Being invited into someone else's home and life and looking at their bookshelves. Since we've been doing the confined at home kind of thing, um, I don't know if you have ever watched, like you're watching a news commentator or whatever, and they got books in the background like this. I will try to see if I can see what they're reading. Of course, they could put up any kind of book to impress me, and I would probably be impressed. They might not ever even read it. I think one of the things we want to ask ourselves someday is how many of the books that we own have we read? And that certainly goes, woo. If I had to, let go of the ones I read, what would be left? I'd probably have a lot because there's always something going on. But I try to read a little bit every day that's not just my stuff. All right. Well, we are done for today with our time on the light side. It was especially important this weekend to stay on the light side. First of all, if you didn't have a Valentine, it would be certainly a time you'd probably get down. Also, with the challenging things that happened with in the government this weekend. That was also, it's very, very difficult when you cannot make sense of something that happened before your eyes. And those are the real tests of faith. Don't let it shake your faith. Stay on the light side with that. Remember, beginning of the Bible, God said, let there be light. And in our days, let there be light. Have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.